momentarily. So, Alan?
Yes.
So what we're going to do here is ask everyone to mute yourself if you wouldn't mind. And Alan and I will put on a little show for you today. Hopefully we can do this.
No dancing. No dancing.
I want to give you guys just a quick update. Some of you may or may not be aware that the COVID thing hit the Zabretsky household. My youngest son, Nick, who lives with us, works at a restaurant. One of his coworkers tested positive, so they had him test. And a week ago, Tuesday, he tested positive, or it might have been Monday. The day after, when you're in quarantine for 10 days, the days just seem like every day is the same. But Ann and I did test. We are negative, but we've been doing the proper protocols and limiting ourselves to the house. Basically, we walk the dog. I go out for a couple-mile walk every day, and I'll probably do so again this afternoon. But first day today where Nick did not have any symptoms. Never had the fever. He had a cough. He was tired. He lost his taste. He lost his smell, but that's all back. So by Wednesday, I think we can all escape. So, and I want to thank you all for the prayers, the texts, the offers to run around and do stuff for us, and all the well wishes. We appreciate that. So, Alan,
Yes.
You good to go?
I'm good to go.
Good. First slide. So the name of the game is listings, and we've got a little presentation here that we put together with the Weigert folks. Make 2021 the year of the listing. As we enter the new year, the real estate industry is going to continue to face the same challenge from last year: low inventory. Doesn't take any more than just saying it's low. Fortunately, low inventory doesn't mean no inventory. If we don't work to find the sellers that are out there, our competition surely will. I'm sure we all remember from Fast Track or other initial training the benefits of being a listing agent. There's two big ones. I think, Alan, you're queuing up the next slide. If you're not, you're probably already ahead of me.
You're good.
This is a huge one. This is a huge one. When you started your real estate career, did you think you'd be helping buyers almost exclusively? You probably found out that they lost their attractiveness the first time you schlepped a family around for weeks looking at houses, and the next day they called all excited to tell you they had put an offer in on a FSBO without you. Or you had a 3-month buyer rep agreement, and when it was up, they wouldn't renew, and their next agent showed them one house, and boom, you're out. It's happened to most of us. The thought of scratching and clawing a commission check from people who didn't value your services probably has very little appeal. When you sign a listing agreement with a seller, it's legally binding. They can't just willy-nilly change their mind and say that they decided to go with another agent. You would need to release them, and I would have to sign off on that. And you could still possibly get a referral from the other agent if we let them out early, or sometimes even compensation from the seller. And that's just for the time that you put in. But in the market we're in the market that will continue with lack of inventory, listings are the name of the game. And by the way, they always have been, and they always will be. We'll be talking more about the benefits of being a listing agent in the next meetings that we have for the program that we're going to roll out to you over the next several weeks. Next slide, Alan.
Good.
This is a great benefit. As a seller's agent, you set the timeline for your appointments, open houses, inspections, and showings. Most of a buyer's agent day is spent on nights and weekends when their clients have the time to look. But seller's agents can set a more normal schedule, if we can even call what we do normal. For example, you could do listing appointments anytime during business hours, 9 to 5, weekdays, maybe an occasional Saturday if they couldn't make it. And also, your 2 or 3 open houses every month at your leisure. And look at it this way. If your clients have to visit their accountant or their lawyer, they find the time during the week. So why shouldn't they find the time for their real estate professional? And a remote listing presentation, which we're really focusing on this year, can take as little as a half an hour. The days of an hour and a half listing presentations are over. Your client's time is very valuable, but you know what? So is yours. Next slide, Alan.
All right.
As mentioned, many markets are experiencing low inventory, but there are people planning to sell their homes. An agent's highest priority should be spending the time and effort to meet with as many potential home sellers as possible. Are they out there? Yes, they are. You might be lucky enough to have someone call you out of the blue and say, hey, I want you to list my house. But almost always it requires you to do things to increase those chances that someone will call you. Who do you contact? How do you contact them? What do you say? The answers are going to be revealed in this listing initiative for 2021. Starting today, it continues over the next few weeks. Don't try every idea that we present to you, at least at first. Choose a few, become proficient, and get to do them well, and then add more. But start with a few. Next slide, Alan.
Okay.
It's not all bad news out there with the market. Today, I'm going to bring you some good news, and here's some. 57% of baby boomers plan to move from the home they currently live in. This is huge, 57%. Now, if you don't know the definition of baby boomers, there's 76 million that were born between 1946 and 1964. I am one of them. They were born post-World War II in the baby boom. And these people reject and redefine traditional values. They're also the wealthiest, most active, and have the most disposable income for food, clothing, and retirement. 25% of them, 25% of 76 million, said that they'd likely buy a second home, such as a vacation or a beach house, to use during retirement. Huge numbers. Now, in the state of Connecticut, we've got lakes and we've got shoreline. Just think about it. A lot of opportunities there. There's another variable that's working in our favor. Alan, slide number 6, take that for me, please.
Yeah. Well, 23% of homeowners are considering selling their home, but haven't put it on the market for sale. 55% of those 23% that are contemplating selling, 55% would be more likely to put their homes on the market if given more information about the process by a trusted advisor, someone like yourself. So our goal needs to be to find those 23% and turn them into the 55% just by giving them some good guidance and process. Next slide.
All right. Thank you, Alan.
Yep.
Next slide, number 7. Yes. So let's get started on 12. We call it the 12. In other words, and I think Alan, for some of you who have taken his initial training, he used to have 10 ways to prospect, and I think he made it 11. I think he's got 12 now, but in this initiative, we're going to say there's a dozen ways that you can do certain things which are designed to get you more listings, or maybe even your first listing. Wouldn't that be nice? Remember to write down 6 that you're willing to try. Keep it in front of you and be committed to continuing that throughout the year. One of the newest and proven methods is by using and engaging with prospects through MyWiker. Alan, could you read that slide?
Sure. You got to sends out mass emails, texts, about marketing stats, new listings, etc., directly from My Weichert. You can upload contacts into your CRM, identify possible sellers, get the smart campaigns, and by accessing the marketing autopilot features of My Weichert. Remember, the system is automated. If you learn how to set it up, it'll run that automatically for you. So that's the KV Core platform, My Weichert, being provided to you by John. By the way, no extra cost for you, which is unheard of by most real estate companies. Other companies are charging for this. You're being provided to you, no additional cost. You might as well take advantage of it and help build your business and find those listings. Next
If
slide.
you need more help with that, Alan's our go-to guy for all things My Weichert. And if he doesn't know the answer, he can find it pretty quick with our Weichert consultants. So we've got everything at our fingertips. I am so committed and so convinced that this platform will work wonders for you, or basically offering it to you free to use. Now, if you want to pay for it, you can. You can just basically make a check payable to John Zabretsky Memorial Youth Foundation, and I will gladly take your check, but you don't have to.
Yeah, with this software, remember, you can create squeeze pages to provide seller home valuations, meaning you can offer people, know what your house is available for sale, and you can provide them with the comps that were used. You can capture your leads in your CRM, and you can do this for your new listings as well. So there's a lot here. And if you didn't know, but your website that you have literally can tell somebody what their house value is. And the moment they put their address into your website looking for the value, it automatically gives that to you as a lead that this is a potential person looking for the value of their home. So you can follow up and offer them a more accurate valuation, not just like a Zestimate. It's your own personal Zestimate being given out there. And the system does it for you automatically. So all you got to do is advertise that your website does this. So anybody that wants to learn how to do that, I'll be happy to show them.
And all of My Weichert training classes are found on My Weichert. You just go to Weichert Tools, click on Webinars, click on My Weichert Training, and they're all there. Along with that, the original Quick Start classes, lead engagements, and the Wednesday webinars that some of you go on, they're all there. Alan, did I miss it? Did you just talk about landing pages, or was it squeeze pages?
Yeah, I just did the landing pages. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I thought so. I get confused between the two, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Nope. But Alan is the go-to guy. So use that resource. Next slide, Alan.
Yep, you got the hustle up.
Yep. Brian Eisenhower was hired by Weichert to assist with some of the pandemic training with listings and lack of inventory, that kind of thing. He's a real estate coach, mentor, and he's pretty good. I met him on Zoom several times. I don't know if we have recordings of him yet, but if you happen to see one on My Weichert, a pretty good guy to listen to. He suggests 3 simple contact plans. I like the one that's called the hustle, not because I have the athletic mindset. It's just the hustle. I think you all can put your own definition on that. It's cost effective. It puts less emphasis on mailers and more on agent activities like phone calls, Facebook direct messages, drop-by visits, and inexpensive gifts. I'd also like to add in handwritten notes. I'm on my second round of handwritten notes since mid-December. I should have started in March, but I do about 10 a week. And what I do is my handwriting is horrible. So what I do is a little bit different, and I'm going to just take you through something that I do there. This is the handwritten note, and I fold it up and I put it in a little nice envelope. I do handwrite the envelope. Here's the one that I sent out this week. It wasn't all bad. There's no denying that 2020 was a difficult year. However, it was a pretty good year for real estate. Despite COVID, our company Weichert Realtors and Zabredsky Group was able to list and sell more than 350 properties, which translated into helping over 700 families buy and or sell homes. If you or someone you know is considering a move this year, I'd love to talk to you or them about how real estate is being done with the challenges that we face. In the past, these notes were all handwritten, but my penmanship is horrible. Since the keyboard and texting has taken over most communications, I've lost the pretty good cursive that my mother, the English teacher, taught me and my brothers and sisters. I hope this note finds you happy, healthy, and safe. I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to call, text, email, or drive by my house and hit the horn. Until we meet again, John Z. And I put my cell, my email, and my home address. And what I did was I wrote it in Word. I just printed it on my printer, but I converted it to a calligraphy font or whatever, so it kind of looks kind of cool. But I joke around, and my handwriting is horrible. I don't even know. I can't even read my stuff sometimes. But that's the one thing that I did. And the one in December was just a holiday thing. And every time I'm asking them, I say, hey, you know, we're short on inventory. We need help. And I think they're willing to give it if you ask. All you have to do is ask. One of the things on the drop-bys with Brian Eisenhower, it's like you buy like go to Sam's Club and get like 100 things of that microwave popcorn in a little cellophane bag, and you put your card on it and drop it in their mailbox and say, hey, I just thought I'd pop by. Just, you know, that was one of his things. I didn't make that up. So little things like that go a long way. And Tom Ferry, another trainer who is on our Weichert payroll, here's something that he said. His plan has 40 contacts in a year. And let's just say randomly that you have 300 people in your sphere of influence. Most people have somewhere between 200 and 500. Somebody like Eli might have 1,000. Tom Walsh probably has 1 million. But let's say 300. 40 contacts in a year. If you have 300 people in your sphere, studies show you should expect one side of business for every 7 people. That equals 43 transactions. I'm going to say that one more time. 40 contacts in a year with 300 people. Studies show one side of business for 43 transactions. That is amazing. Now, if you don't have 43, work this formula. Tom Ferry doesn't mince words. He tells it like it is. If you have 43, like some of you do, maybe let's make it 83 and watch your business skyrocket. So I think the last slide just says thank you.
Yep.
So we can do that, Alan, if you don't mind. And I am going to wait till you bring us all up again.
All right.
You can, so everybody can see everybody. So a couple more things that I'd like to go over, and then we're going to cut you loose, maybe have a couple of Q&As. But we've got some award winners to recognize. A year ago, around this time, I don't know the exact date, but we all met, and there were like 50 of us there. We brought your spouses, significant others, and we had a great time at Rockledge, and we recognized the awards for 2019. And actually, my son Nick was the one who took care of us that night. Cost me an arm and a leg with the tip, but it's family, so that's all right. But about a month and a half after that, COVID hit, and we had to cancel our awards at Lake of Isles.
Eli is showing them longer than expected.
Okay, just got this just in. Eli's showing went longer than anticipated. He's going to be dialing in, so don't tell anybody, but he cleaned up on the awards this year, so we'll leave that as a surprise. But I do want to recognize our Sales Achievement Award winners. And my screen doesn't show who's on, but Sales Achievement for this year, John Cronin and Stan Stelmack. Congratulations, both of you, on a job well done. Moving up the ladder in the Executive Club rankings, we have 2. Tom Penelo, and Phil Ledwith. Congratulations to both of you as well. Moving up into higher air, the Ambassador Club. We have 2 there also, Artie Rucco and Tom Walsh. Now,
Nice.
Alan, if you could let me know when Eli comes on.
He just jumped on. He's there. Say hello, Eli.
Is
You're on
he,
mute, by the way, Eli.
Hi, Eli.
You got to unmute yourself,
Hey,
Eli.
Eli, your timing is absolutely impeccable, because we're just
That's
talking
crazy.
about the awards for 2020, and we were recapping where we were last year around this time at Rockledge, and we had a bunch of award winners. We had a lot of fun, and this year, it is what it is. We just got to do it this way. But we're recognizing John Cronin and Stan for sales achievement, Tom Penelo and Phil for sales for the Executive Club, Ambassador Club, Artie Rucco and Tom Walsh. And there were 5 statewide awards. And if you were at Lake of Isles last year, you probably remember what they were. But the amazing thing is, one of our salespeople, this is like getting the Triple Crown, but it's like the quadruple crown, I guess. One of our sales associates got top selling gross commission income. That's most money generated by listings. The top listing units, so listed the most properties in the state for Weikert, and amazingly enough, top selling units for everyone in the state. And to top that all off, the top overall sales associate in the state. I'm proud to announce that those 4 awards go to the one and only, and I used to call him the prince, but now I think he's the king, Eli Joseph.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Got to
That's
give him a round of
crazy.
applause for that. Absolutely
Congratulations.
amazing.
Thank you.
It's hard enough to get 1 or 2 of those. It's hard enough to get 1 or 2, but to get all of them, I mean, the last Triple Crown winner, I don't know, Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. I can't even remember. But to do all of that, I don't even know if it's ever been done in the state. So maybe you can get that 5th one this year, Eli. I don't know. We'll make it the quintuple, something like that. So anyway, we do a standing ovation, but if we all get up, we lose our sight of everybody. And for all you guys, Eli, some I don't know, speech. What do you got?
I mean, no speech really. I mean, just happy to be, part of a good team and good people. A lot of help and support. Alan always on call. Stan. Those 2 guys, man, are a big part. So without them, it's hard. It's hard enough, but it's harder without those 2. So definitely thankful for the support for sure.
Can I ask you, where would you say is your greatest source of business for this year, the past year?
I would say Sphere, book of business, social media.
Yep.
Once you do business, it becomes, people want to work with you if they know you're doing business. That's just what it is. It starts off slow, and then eventually it picks up.
I would say that you probably are one of the best to making sure that every time you've got something closing, going under deposit, you're always making sure everybody's aware that you're out there selling real estate, and the message resonates. Obviously, it's been getting bigger and bigger every year with your business. So good job. Good job. If anybody wants to see what a good sample of a social media on Facebook looks like, go take a look at Eli's page, because that's what's really built his career, I think, is your reputation.
Yeah.
Well,
the saying, work smarter, not harder. Eli does both. He works smart and hard, and it's just a formula that really can't be beat. Some people work hard, but they don't get it. Some people work smart, but are lazy at it. Eli's got the energy, the charisma, and we want to thank you and everyone else for what you've done this year. And collectively, what your efforts did was put us in the top 25 of all of the Weichert offices in the country. All this was done during a pandemic that lasted now 9 months, 3/4 of a year. I mean, you're all truly amazing. And Ann and I thank you very much for your collective efforts. So we announced in December or around Christmas time, I think, that we're having a little contest. And we are. The January contest to win some home office equipment is about halfway done. And so far, the associates that are entered into the drawing are Artie, Tom Walsh, Ava Creighton, Stan, JZ3, and Tom Penelone. And the rules are kind of simple. You either get a listing or make a sale in January. Your name gets put in a hat for each side that you do. And the home office equipment won't be something that you just don't need. You tell us what you need, and we'll get it for you. Because there were a couple of New Year's Eve deals, we actually started it on New Year's Eve because a couple of you had listings and or sales signed on New Year's Eve. So we thank you for doing that. So between now and the end of the month, get something done and you could win. And Tom and Stan co-listed a property. So if they win, you know, they're going to have to cut a scanner in half or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Very nice.
Anyway, so we would like to open it up just for a few minutes for some Q&A. If you have any questions or comments or would like just to chime in with what's going on in your life, your real estate life, or anything else, love to hear your voices. And you can unmute yourself before the question comes up.
I have a
Who's
question.
up? Go ahead, Ava.
First, congratulations, Eli. I don't know you, but hope to meet you, and congratulations. And second, Alan, in KV Core, are we able to upload Excel docs where we already have names and addresses that we've been working with? I would assume so, but I just want to double check.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. I'll be in touch. I
All,
have a
all you
big
need
list.
to do is, Ava, you can contact KV Core directly to import those for you. You just send it in a CSV file.
Yep, got it. Perfect.
Or
Okay,
you can,
will
or
do.
there's a way to do it yourself, but it's better to let them do it.
When
Okay.
importing contacts in mass, I've done it myself, so I know how to do it, but there is the option right there. There's two options: do it yourself, or you give it to KV Core, they'll do it for you. And they'll do it for you for no additional cost. So, but it takes up to 3 business days if you want them to import your contacts.
Gotcha. Hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put a tie on for today.
Very impressed.
I don't have any pants on, but I put a shirt and tie on. I figured for the award winners, I got to show them some love, you know.
I will say this, Carmen, if you could unmute yourself for a quick second. I'd love everybody to introduce everybody to Carmen, because Carmen's actually getting back into real estate. She was a broker years ago in Puerto Rico, and now she's been in Connecticut for years, working for the state of Connecticut. Now she's coming back. She wants to get into real estate and get her license. She'll be doing that within the next, I would say, couple of months. She'll be licensed and working. And anybody have any words of advice for Carmen? Any questions, Carmen, for anybody?
Well, I'm just
Welcome.
impressed by, thank you for having me today as a little fly on the wall, observing the dynamics of the team and the group, kind of like the small environment so far, and kind of like the familiarity of each and everyone. Looking forward to learning from everyone that's already experienced, and just looking to take advice.
Good, welcome.
Thank you.
Interestingly enough, one of our agents, we had an agent that worked with us for 20 years or so, Gladys Reyes. I don't know if some of you remember her. I know Tom and Phil certainly do, and Stan. She is actually leaving Connecticut and moving to Puerto Rico. So we've got a balancing act going out there. Welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Mr. Walsh? You're awful
Carmen,
quiet.
we really would love to have you. We have so much fun and everybody sticks together. It's good to be at a place where you know you're home and everybody's heart is into it together, and everybody makes more money together and has fun, which is the way it should be.
That's great. That's great. Thank you.
Some of our other wily veterans, Phil down in the Shoreline, what's up?
I think he's driving.
I was muted.
Oh, go ahead. Phil from the
Everything's fine.
Shoreline.
Everything's fine. Nice and cold. Well, today's a pretty good day. Yeah, just looking forward to a much better year. I think things will straighten out probably by mid-year. Hopefully we'll be back to 100% normal. Just looking forward
That
to
would be nice.
out there and be able to see people in the office like normal.
Normal people or just back to normal? We're not normal people.
Yeah, well, some.
Mrs. Zubretsky, do you have anything to say? No?
I'm speechless. No, I just
She
want to
likes being in the background.
congratulate all our award winners, and I miss seeing everybody in person because that's my time to give you guys all your hug and your kiss. So congratulations.
All right, Alan, what else you got?
No, I think we're good. We're all set. If
Hey,
anybody,
I want to thank you all for coming on today. This is going to be a series. Do you guys want to do Saturdays? I'm good with Saturday afternoons, unless it's in the summer. In the summer, Saturday afternoons, I'm out fishing. So you won't, after 3 o'clock on Fridays, so Saturdays, you can call me, but I'm not going to be on a Zoom meeting. You can call me basically anytime, by the way. If you don't have my cell, the best way to get me is this. And my phone has been burning up, especially in the last 2 weeks, because I'm not in and out of the office. I'm just at home. But shoot me a text and just say, hey, Z, can I talk to you? And I'll text you back because I'm usually on the phone. I'll say, I'll call you back in 10. And I always do. But if you send an email, a text, or need to talk, anytime between like 9 and 6. At 12:30 every day, I'm like clockwork. I'm one of those weirdos that has to eat lunch at 12:30, and I have to have dinner at 7 o'clock. I have to. So from 7 to about 7:30, off the grid. But if you're with a customer and you have a situation that you've tried to resolve and couldn't, the operative words there are tried to resolve and couldn't, and maybe you tried once, twice, 3 times to make your point and you just couldn't get it. If you have them available, give me a call outside of those hours. And we'll get a 3-way conversation or even a quick Zoom meeting, try to solve the problem. And I've done that a couple of times. I actually did some listing presentations with some of you over Zoom. And while we were on the meeting, they electronically signed the documents. So if John Cronin were on, he asked me what our company slogan was. And here's what without hesitation, we don't have one, but we're going to come up. We get done. You can fill in the blank there. I'm not going to say that because this is being recorded and it might be viewed by children. So we're going to keep it clean. But anyway, call, text, drive by and honk your horn. We want to hear from you.
Hey guys, I've been floating around and I've been talking to everybody, and Jennifer and Diane and Ava and Joshua and Pam and Paul and Jen and Carmen, Raymond and Tracy. Man, everybody is so positive about the real estate now. Just ask the people. Start off all your conversations. We're saying real estate's boom. It's going crazy. Now's the perfect time for both buying and selling. Do you know anybody who wants to sell or anyone wants to buy? I'm telling you, I've had so many people give me leads. It's unbelievable. Just for asking one stupid question, you know. So anywhere you go, have some business cards in your pocketbook. Have them in your jacket. Say, hey, how you doing? Geez, I'm going crazy with real estate, and then just ask the question, and you're there.
yeah,
So,
it's a good point you got down there.
Now's the time to take off. If I can do that with just plain old meeting people at the grocery store, at the car wash, not at the golf course anymore, but Signorello took those customers away from me, you know.
I
But yeah, I tell you, everybody's excited to get out and do something. So if you just talk to people and poof,
I
Right.
know.
it's gonna work.
I know I'm new and I haven't done real estate in a long time, but I agree with you. Conversations strike conversations. I own 2 other properties, and obviously I cannot engage in real estate business without a license, but as an owner, we can. So I have the opportunity to last February last year, when before COVID-19 started, went to my condominium in Florida. And just by having a single conversation with one of my neighbors and mentioning that we might be interested in renting for the season, coming back home to Connecticut 2 months after the fact, I received a handwritten letter that I still attach to my refrigerator, because that conversation with my neighbor, unbeknownst to me, hit a conversation with another person who knew someone who was accustomed to rent for the season for 8 years, and the condominium that they were renting was being sold and they needed to find another place to go. And I was just sitting here at my house, one single conversation, and that conversation generated $8,000 for 3 months, which is like
Nice.
because it was unexpected. So I think that
Good stuff.
it's good to have conversations, and basically you never know who you're going to meet, who's going to need something.
Sure, Jen, Joshua, and Jennifer, Joshua, and Jen Nobilski. I tell you, it's that easy. You know what I mean? So, especially with family, because you'd feel horrible if I tell people in my family, hey, let me know if anybody is selling or buying or something like that, and tell them you'd be offended if they didn't call you. You know, some people don't want to call you, but then you're going to be offended if they use somebody else. I say, hey, listen, nobody can do better than me for you. So just put it out there.
The other factor, if we should probably pay attention to, is with the new elections, we're most likely, everybody's predicting interest rates rising this spring. And if interest rates, I did the math the other day, if you were to take a $210,000 mortgage, if interest rates go up just 1% from around 4% to 5%, the difference in the amount, the same monthly payment would mean that they would actually be getting a mortgage for 187 instead of 210. It was a $23,000 difference in the amount of money they can afford to purchase the house for the same monthly payment. So my point being is, if it really is a good time right now for somebody to sell their house because somebody can afford to pay them more just because the rates are lower. When rates do go up, it may negatively affect the resale value of the house, and it may also be harder for the borrower. They're going to be able to afford less of a home. So we really need to really start thinking about advising our clients. This is now the time. If you're thinking about waiting for the spring, don't. Do it right now. Get it on the market now. Fear of loss is going to be
Quick story about a starter home in Newington. I think I told some of you about it already. My son Johnny had a high school friend that listed his house in Newington, and I looked at the CMA, and Johnny said, "What do you think?" He wants like 240. I go, "It's probably worth 235, but put it on for 244." The showing started last Saturday morning at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. They went through Sunday night at 9 o'clock. There were 45 showings in 2 days. There were 15 offers, and it sold for $250 cash. There's no way it's worth $250. But that price point, 200 to probably even 400, maybe 350, 375, is, especially in the Tri-Town area that we're in, where the office is absolutely on fire. Now, the higher end, the 600 to 800s, we're seeing a little price drop and a little bit of days on market going up. But inventory, if you look on your dashboard on MLS, inventory is almost exactly half of what it was at the start of the COVID thing. So from March 15th till now, March 15th, it was 4.5 months of inventory, which is still very low. Generally, they say 6 to 11 months is a healthy market. There was 4.5. Now there's 2.2. So everything we talked about today regarding listings. I mean, say no more. You know, the hunt is on for the listings, the listing hunt. How good a hunter are you? How good a hunter are we? We shall see. Listings are great. You watch everybody go nuts. It's like, it's fun.
Real estate.
Stan, anything going on in your Glastonbury listing you just got? Stan, anything going on in that listing? Glastonbury?
We got a few calls. I actually showed it about 1 o'clock to a potential client. We're doing an open house tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I think we've had one showing.
Okay.
It's negotiable. It's a little on the high side. So,
Yeah, just didn't know if you were getting like 10 or 20 showings all right off the bat. No.
no, not yet.
Okay. All right. Who's got another listing coming soon? Crickets. If you know of anybody who has, if you know of anybody that has commercial, industrial, warehouse, gas station, business, my area of expertise there, I'm not like just saying this, it really is. I've been studying and working on building a portfolio of those properties for a couple of years. If you know of anybody and it's just out of your realm of interest or experience, let me know. I can sell anybody on listing with me. I subscribe to all the platforms for marketing, and it's just a different world, that's all. But valuation, pricing, call me on any listing that you think you can get. I'd ask you to do your CMA first and send it to me so I can look at it, and then we can crunch the numbers and come up with something that makes sense. Do it all the time.
All right.
And happy to do it for you. Alan?
We're all set. I think we're good to go.
Okay.
I want to thank you all for your time today. We will do this again probably in about, I think they're on a 2-week cycle with this, aren't they? Or are they weekly? Yeah.
I believe it's weekly.
Okay. So if it is, maybe I see you all again next week. That would be fun.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
John.
All right. We'll see
Anything
you
else?
guys.
We're going 5, 4,
Take care.
3,
Everybody.
2.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Stay
One.
safe and well.
Have a good one.
See you
Bye,
soon.
everybody.
Christmas. Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
New Year.
Thank you.